So, if you've been watching my latest video, which no one has, you'll notice that I have been switching to Linux. And since I still want to make videos, I had to also find a way in order to integrate this into Linux. So this is why in this video, I wanted to summarize all the steps, tools, things I use in order to still make videos within Linux. I always forget to make the transition, so let's go. Woo! The first thing, which is very important in my opinion, is to get OBS. Now, you can download OBS very easily either if you're using this application shop, let's say, you just type in OBS and it should come out here and you just install it. Now, if you have another Linux distribution, you can just go ahead and type OBS Studio, search for Linux, and then basically download it with whatever distro you're using. Okay, let's say now that you have OBS Studio, and you will notice that for me, this is how my layout looks like. So I have one instance here that records myself, and this is done via this app, but we'll discuss this in a moment. And we have another instance that captures my screen. Now you might ask, why do I have two instances? This is because I kind of want to have both video and screen recording footage to be separate, so I can do fancy edits like this. It's funny one. So the first thing I want to discuss about is the instance on recording myself. Now the way I do it is using my phone. I cannot show it to you. Wait, I think I have an idea how to show this. Okay, I hope this will work. So this is the only screen I have to be able to reflect it, but oh, there we go. Oh, almost. Yeah, there you go. This is you. Say hello. Yeah, so this is my phone that I'm using USB. There you go. Here is the USB cable to record myself. And the way I'm recording myself is with this application right here. Now you will see here this is Audacity, but we will speak this in a moment. I'm using this application that I download both on my phone and on the laptop. I just run them and it captures directly. It works perfectly fine. It's called Win webcam, able to record in HD quality perfectly fine. I can set the focus on myself. So I put my hand, oh, focus on my hand, and it's focused on my hand. Now when I focus back on me, it works. So this is the first thing I do, is to use Win webcam to record myself. And I use this OBS instance, and if I go to the settings, you'll see that I output it here under recording. I set the type for custom output FFMPEG, because we will see that we have to have a specific container and encoder, let's say, to be able to work on Linux and to use this on DaVinci Resole. So basically I have set a path under videos. Maybe I can show it. So it's here under videos. I have an OBS folder and I have two subfolders for myself and for the screen. For example, here you can see all of the self recording and all of the desktop recording. Good. Now, similarly, I do the same thing with the desktop recording. So you'll see here that I always have two sources. One is for the camera, so I can hide this up, I'm gone, and just show the screen. And then I hide this again up and I show myself, you know. Yeah, I always have two. And the way I do it is I generate two instances of OBS. I have one for myself and one for the screen. For the screen, it's exactly the same thing, where I have here on the recording and then setting it to the custom FFMPEG output. And I specify the path to the desktop. Now, while doing this, when I press record on this one and this one, I'll be able to have two video footages of myself and of the screen recording. So this is very nice. Something I can also perhaps talk about is for the microphone. I am using this one, this HyperX one. I mean, it's not perfect, but it does the job very well. And I use Audacity as software to record my audio, because sometimes it might break in OBS, so it's still better to use a software specifically dedicated for audio recording. And in this case, it's Audacity for me. Good. Okay, let's say we have our footage, we recorded, everything is fine now. Now we want to take this footage and use it in DaVinci Resolve. Now we often have problems while doing this with the free version of it. I can go ahead and show it to you. If I would want to open DaVinci Resolve, now a very important note is if you have a laptop like this one, you will notice that it has an integrated graphics card and an NVIDIA graphics card. By default, this laptop came with Windows and it tries to automatically switch between integrated and NVIDIA. But the thing is, I often had problems with this feature on Linux, so I just solely using the NVIDIA graphics card here. This is because if you would open DaVinci Resolve, it's DaVinci Resolve 20, it's the free version, and then I do a new project. Let's call it Linux Video. Okay, you will see that somehow you might get this message, your GPU memory is full. Now, a very straightforward way to resolve this issue is simply closing this Let me close it again. Okay, and I right click here and simply specify using the discrete graphics card. So this means in a way the NVIDIA one. By default, if I run this now and go back to my Linux project, you'll see that now we don't have this message anymore and we can start working on this software. Now, there is a very important note here when using this software. So there is a Linux version here for the DaVinci Resole. The Studio is the paid version, but we focus only on the free version. Well, you can do it and you have to fill all of this. You can just give, you know, it's so annoying that they ask you every time to fill this, so I just don't fill it. Once you do fill it and you try to use, you know, basic video formatting, for example, an MP4, you will notice that this will not be able to work. The reason for this is the free DaVinci Resolve. Since we're using Linux, let's go straightly down here. This table will list in a way all of the compatibles, video formatting, the codec, file extensions and all. You'll see that some of them are only available here in the studio only version. For example, this, let's say MP4 and with the H264 format is only available on studio. So the studio in this case is the paid version. One that worked for me personally is this one. It's the DNX HD using the MOV format. It works for 720p and it also works for Full HD. This is why within the OBS, if you want to use DaVinci Resolve, I highly recommend you, and in fact you should be doing this following setting. So when you go under output and then under the recording tab, you'll see this. I'm not able to do this while recording, so let me open another instance of OBS. And if I go under settings, here under output, recording, by default, it is set to standard, but you would want to set it to this custom output FFMPEG. You specify the path where you want to save this video. You specify here the container as MOV here, since for the DNX HD, it supports the MOV file extension. Okay, and then once having this container format, can go ahead and specify the amount of frames you want to have. I just set it to 60, I think it's very smooth one. And for the video encoder, it is then this part right here. We want to select the, this one, the DNXHR. So coming back here, for the video encoder, we want to find the the DNXHD, this one. So we select it. Video encoder settings, we can leave this blank, and let me set this, for example, to 160 kilobytes per second for the audio bitrate. And also, if you scroll all the way down here, you'll see that we also have specific formats for the audio, and we want to select this one. It's called the PCM S16LE. So this is the one I've been personally using and it works very well. And then you just hit OK and then you're good to go. Now the video format that is going to be outputted by this will be compatible in DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so let me start, for example, recording a very simple thing right here. I record, I move the mouse, okay, blah, blah, blah. It's all good and all. And I stop this recording and it's saved here under the desktop. So let me go back here under the DaVinci. I import the media, first one. It's this one. I hit open. Okay, I drag it here on the timeline and you see that little thing right here. I record, I move the mouse, okay, blah, blah, blah. It's all good and all. It works, you know, it's kind of nice. So yeah, that's the workflow I use in order to record from OBS and still be able to use DaVinci Resolve. One important note that I forgot to mention is for myself. So let me close this again. Here for myself, I use the video capture device. And once you install Irwin webcam and you run it, you'll see that you will be able to select it here as a device. I can either go for my integrated laptop one. Hello, that's also me. This looks very bad. So that's very nice. Now, let's say you find a video online that you want to use within your timeline. So let me go back here and let's say we have a video that we want to use. The one I have here as an example. So let me show it to you. Okay, let's say we have this example. If you want to try and open this in DaVinci Resolve as it is, if I want to import the media and then go under videos to convert and then input. I try to import this one. You'll see that, wait, it just imported the audio, not the video file itself. There is no audio actually, and it's very weird. This is why you have to be very precise when it comes to the video and audio codec when using DaVinci Resolve. So the way I do it is to have a folder specifically for videos I get from the internet, for example the one we just saw. I have here this to convert folder, and within this folder there is two subfolders, one for the input, so where I place all of the videos I get from the internet that I wanted to use, for example here the one we just saw. I have another output folder that will convert them in the right codec, right video and audio formatting that I will be able to use in DaVinci Resolve. And I have this convert.sh. Now, this is where the magic happens. This convert.sh takes the encoding of a video and converts it into a compatible one with DaVinci Resolve. So let me go ahead and show you the content of this. So basically you need the FFMPEG, so you need to install this one. But once you have it, you simply specify the directory of your input and output folder. And within each file within the input folder, here, we want to loop through all of the files of the input. We want to use the FFMPEG tool and convert the video codec to this DNxHD, as well as some other commands that are specific, but basically these two are the most important ones. These two, we want to convert the video codec and the audio codec to this PCM-S16LE, exactly like we did here in OBS, and we want to have the extension as the .mov. Now I will provide this file within the description of this video, so we don't have to worry about copying this right now. But basically once I have it, I can go ahead here and open a terminal. You will have to convert, once you write this convert.shell script, you have to convert the mode to an executable. So you want to change the mode to a +X to make it executable, and you specify the name. Okay, and then once you have this, you simply run convert.sh. And before doing that, let me delete all of the inputs right here. So you see, we just have here the input and the output is empty. I run this convert.sh and you see, oh, it generated a new file here. Okay, and once we have this, we can go back to our DaVinci Resolve, and if I import now this one right here, that is under the output, I import it and then up. It works, isn't it amazing? So yeah, this is a bit the workflow I use in order to record and make videos within Linux and DaVinci Resolve. I can show you perhaps my latest project. And then you can also go ahead and make unfunny edits like, stop, right here, do you want to learn Python? Oh, and you're a computational engineer. Oh, just like me. It's always frustrating to find the right Python course like this. Not as a computer science. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and it was useful to you. Hope to see you on the next one. This has been Younes. Peace.